What is up, world? This is your host, Ty Nelson.
You're not the host, dude.
What do you mean I'm not the host? This is your host, Ty Nelson.
And this is your host, Tim Summer.
We can't have two hosts.
Guys, you guys can both be hosts.
You're now tuning into the Florida Fishing Podcast and Show with co-hosts Tim Summer and Ty Nelson.
What is up, world? This is your co-host, Ty Nelson.
And co-host, Tim Summer.
And you are listening to the Florida Fishing Podcast and Show. Today we have a special guest, the man, the myth, the legend, the man that made cast netting sexy, David Barracuda Young.
Burton.
Oh, did I say David Barracuda Young?
David Barracuda Young.
That's a good start. I like that.
That's awesome.
No, so we do have the founder of Barracuda Cast Nets, but not of Barracuda here today.
No.
Barracuda Young. Burton Young.
Burton Barracuda.
I was gonna change your name to Barracuda. It sounds good.
Burton Barracuda Young. With Burton Castnets.
All right, Burton. So sorry for messing up your name about 16 times, but
Damn it, why didn't I think of that?
Burton Castnets.
this is the best start to a podcast.
Man.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm smiling more than I've ever smiled before, so that's good. We're doing things right. But now,
That's good.
so why don't you tell us, Burton? Let's get right into the nitty-gritty details. Tell us about
right off the bat.
Tell us about your history. Like, you're selling cast nets now, but you're 45 years old or something like that. So you must have done something before this.
I started selling cast nets. I'm actually 30 years old. 30. I'm in my 30s. How about that?
That's I think I'm 30.
I think I'm for like another 2 weeks.
I think I'm 26.
And I hit 40. So my past going before Barracuda. I guess I started off in the Army when I was 17. So it was in the Army for 5.5 years. Traveled around, got to see the world. Pretty fun. After the Army, I went into medical software, IT. Pretty
That's a drastic change
boring
there.
life. Yeah, takes all the excitement out of it. I was in medical IT for 12 years on and off. Started a couple of businesses here and there. Built a website, resold shipping for FedEx and UPS. Did pretty well with that. Sold that. And then I built an IT company right before I started Barracuda. Did well with that, got bored with it, and decided I want to do something I love. So sold off my interest in that company, and now I make cast nets.
Awesome.
I've been throwing nets since I was 7. I actually learned how to design nets when I was a kid.
Whoa.
Wait.
You actually threw a cast net?
Go back.
I can't throw a cast net.
I've never seen you throw a cast net
I'm
before.
telling you, but I can't throw a cast net.
Wait, you designed nets when you were 7?
No, I started throwing nets when I was 7.
Okay.
But when I was a teenager, I actually a neighbor taught me how to make cast nets.
Oh,
So I remember how to do that, and then, So I decided to get into something. I actually started Barracuda because I went and I had a handmade custom cast net from a gentleman who had passed away. It was a great net, and then I went and bought every other brand out there afterwards, trying to find something I liked, which was impossible. So I didn't like anything out there, so I saw a need in the market and decided to try and make my own, and spent 2 years building cast nets and building samples, built 127 different nets before I finally came up with the final design for the Barracuda.
So is this while you're still in the IT company, you're designing these samples or these prototypes?
Yeah.
Nice.
And designed it, and a lot of people loved it, so I decided I was going to try and make it. Found manufacturing, went through a number of different manufacturers, went through their factories, went through different places, different locations, and finally found a good manufacturer, started putting them together, and a year and 2 months ago, we launched Barracuda Tackle again.
Okay. Gotcha. You say again. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of Barracuda Tackle? Since, I didn't know the name Barracuda before, but that was also before my time. But since then, I've heard a little bit about the history. So why don't you tell the listeners, what is Barracuda Tackle?
So the original Barracuda Tackle started in 1923 by a man named Jack Reynolds. The Reynolds family and my mom's family, the Earls, were actually insanely close. I grew up calling his sons uncles, so somewhat of a family business. He ran the business from 23 to 74. When he passed away, the company kind of fell apart. But during that time, they were the largest tackle manufacturer in the southeast United States. So they have a lot of history based out of St. Petersburg. They would hand paint lures. Some of the stuff that's still around today. The Rapala Reflecto spoon, the Dalton Special, those lures are still being made to this day. And those were Jack's designs. So Jack passed away in 74. The company was parted out and sold off. And the IP still remained with the family, but with the Reynolds family. So when I started making the cast nets, I was trying to think of what to put it under.
Somebody's here, dude.
Is
that the Jimmy John guy?
No, it's not our Jimmy John's guy.
Sorry.
Be serious. Be serious.
You gotta be serious. Someone They were just checking out the sign.
Trying to figure out what name to use and what we're going to call these cast nets. Burton cast nets didn't sound too good at the time.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry. Continue.
I called Charlie up. Charlie's the oldest son of Charlie Reynolds, or Jack Reynolds, the original founder, and asked him if I could use Barracuda. He gave me his blessing, so now we have Barracuda Tackle back. Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool. And you're based out of
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Good
Cool.
deal.
Over the bridge, across the
Yeah.
bridge from us.
Yeah, that's the bad side of town.
Yep.
That's a good side of town. This is trust me. I come over here on that kind of Tampa again.
Golly, across that bridge.
So, to kind of go back, obviously Barracuda's been around for a long time, but Barracuda cast nets really have been started in the last year and 3 months, probably. It was
Yeah.
August last year you got
August 6th is when we launched at the Tampa Bay Fishing Club meet and greet.
started? Nice.
And then we really didn't start selling nets. We had about 100 nets on hand until October. So right now we're pretty much in the same exact. We actually have when our sales cycle started. It's been 1 year from today.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Cool.
you actually met Burton at the first Tampa Bay Fishing Club meet and greet a year ago, I'm pretty sure.
Did we?
If it wasn't you met Weiler. And
I
No,
think
I
never met Weiler. No, I met you.
I think
you got
met me.
we got a business card because you guys set up a
Yeah,
meeting
you
and
met
ended up
me.
breakfast
Yeah.
or something. And
You met me, and then a few weeks
We didn't have
later,
our first date.
I think you
Was it
called me
the
randomly
next
one
week we
day.
had a date?
Actually,
call me maybe.
you called me, and we had our first date.
Complete
Yeah,
that. Yeah, we had a first date.
yeah.
I called you. I'm like, let's hang out. Oh yeah, we went. We
We went to
green lemon.
the Green Lemon,
Yeah.
got some chips and queso,
Yeah,
and
yeah, that was that's been a long time ago.
that was yeah.
Seems like forever ago. This business has been so. This time goes by so fast.
It's been
Yeah.
one year.
been crazy.
Can't believe it's been
crazy.
a year.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's been 1 year, and you are now, in our opinion, the most well-established, one of the most well-established brands in the fishing industry, but definitely the most established cast net company in the fishing industry. So, what was your initial strategy when you first got started? Like, you're just like, I'm gonna make cast nets and just, you
When
know.
I first started
see
this,
what
my
happens.
wife and I we were like, I made the net. I knew I had a good product. I had manufacturing down, but we wanted it to be a small little 500 net a month operation. My wife and I were going to run it. I didn't expect it to be what it was. We came to the market and a lot of, there's so many people got behind us, so many influential captains, so many influential people in the business, great retailers. We have phenomenal retailers who got behind us and really pushed the product forward.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to be where we are right now. Right now we have orders from most of the big box stores. It's crazy, where we're going and how fast we got there. I really think it was making a great product and providing stellar customer service is what got us here as quickly as we did. We'll go to the end of the world to back up our customers. I can tell you on a Sunday I've jumped in my truck and grabbed a net and hauled all the way down to Cape Coral to drop off a net to somebody who got a net that wasn't properly manufactured in the mail. And that's one of the things.
I think I've seen videos of you dropping nets
Skyway
off
Bridge.
the Skyway Bridge and other.
That sounds a little bit
other
dangerous.
areas.
Is that legal?
Good training in the Army. But that's the nature of the business. Cast nets are a handmade item, and when you're cranking out 1,500 nets a month, 2,000 nets a month, you're going to get something that has a manufacturing issue. They're handmade.
Yeah.
You cannot get around that no matter how you do it. So customer service to me is everything. And if you're going to put out a handmade product and you're going to put out that number, then you have to be there to
gotta be
fix
able
the
to back
issue
it
when they
up.
pop up.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I think we've got 79 5-star ratings now online. It's pretty cool to have that in a year. Nobody, our competition's got 10.
Right.
But yeah, it's you have to be dedicated to your product. You have to be dedicated to your people. And I've been on a boat before and a piece of equipment fails, and I get angry. And if I don't have a backup piece of equipment for that, I'm not really happy about it. And then you get it back to the tackle store, and you got to deal with all those headaches, all those problems that come with it. And typically, people know when they have a Barracuda, there's an issue, we're going to resolve it. If it's an honest issue,
Right.
people when you do have that kind of customer service level,
Yeah.
people do try to take advantage of it.
The
They try
minority
and-
definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. So,
So,
but
We experience that sometimes too. People
definitely.
trying to take advantage of
Yeah,
the
give them an opportunity.
customer
People are going to
service
try and take advantage.
they
of it.
do.
But
They
most
definitely
people
do.
don't, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
worth
I've never
it,
thrown this net. I had a hole in it when I opened up the bucket. Well, it smells like menhaden and or smells like glyphosate, and it's wet.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I don't believe that, but all right.
It's like
Got a call coming in from Chiefland, Florida.
yeah.
So, in the last year.
a good customer service and answer this
Just take it right now. Just take
But
it. Just take it.
I'll answer after.
Call him back.
I'll call him back. Yeah.
So, yeah, you've been around for a year now. Obviously, become one of the most popular cast nets. What would you say is your most popular net out there right now?
The number one, it's kind of changing a little bit. The number one selling net we have is the 10-foot 3/8 inch pro, which is 1.4 pound per foot, is our mid weight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like mid. 10 foot in between,
Right.
mid
It's
length.
the net that's not really good for anything, but everyone likes them.
But yeah, that's how it goes.
That's
it's
how
actually
Ty-
great. For everything.
That's what Ty honestly
Sorry.
thinks about
I
those
should just
nets.
clarify. I think there's
It's not good for anything, but you still love it. There you go.
It is the most popular net, and it always has been, and it drives me absolutely insane.
Yeah.
You have a 1/4 inch mesh net for throwing on the flats for smaller bait, and then you have a 1/2 inch mesh or bigger for throwing on the bridges for bigger bait. The 3/8 to me
It's in
is
the
too
middle.
much of a mid range. I don't like it.
That's one thing people think about cast nets, and it makes me laugh. Everybody calls, the first question they ask when they call in with a question is, hey, what cast net is good for everything? And what can I use all the time? I only want to buy one net. We all wish that could happen, but it's like saying, okay, I got a great rod that's great for trout. I'm gonna go grouper fishing with. It's great for that too.
Yeah.
You can't do it. It doesn't happen. I mean, you're going after different species, different times of year. The bait's smaller, the bait's bigger.
Yeah.
Whether you're going for bait in deeper water, big threadies for tarpon season, they're gonna move a little bit faster. You want white bait and you want it in the flats. And you can obviously throw a really heavy net in the flats, but what you get is a ton of mud, ton of grass on your boat. Gets dirty as can be.
Yep.
If the mesh is too big, it's killing your bait.
Yep.
So there's not a perfect net for everything. The new flat series of nets is doing really well. I'm really impressed. with that.
I was at a wedding this weekend, and there's a guide there, and he literally brings this up. He says, he goes, if there's, because he knows I'm in the fishing industry, he's like, there's a new product out there that I really, really like. And I'm like, so what is it? And he's like, it's the Flats net by Barracuda. And I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I really like it. He's like, it's a lighter weight net. You can sling it. It's 10 foot. I can sling it so easily.
Burton told you to tell me this.
Yeah, right? I was like, I know Burton, right? Yeah. I know the founder of Barracuda. He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, I love this net.
Yeah.
So,
Tim
I've heard it.
Tim Whitfield's a local guy in the area, and he came to me when I first started Barracuda. It took me that long to come up with a flats net. When you design a cast net, it's not something, I know everybody thinks it's a standard lead on the outside, you got mesh line in the middle.
Right.
When you design a cast net, especially a specialized cast net like that, it took me a full year to get the thing designed, built, get it into production the way I liked it, test production, and then full production. It's a really cool net because it's 0.8 pound per foot. It's ultra light. It's a net that before we came out with it, most people would have looked at it and gone,
Yeah.
I don't want that thing on my boat. It's not going to catch any bait.
Right.
0.8 pound per foot, comes in 3/8 and 1/4 inch mesh. We're making 7, 8, 10, and 12 now. We have 14s coming in. Cool thing is that it slams the bait in the flats, brings no grass on your boat. Longer ledge, 0.8 pounds. The canopy is designed actually as a dome, which most cast nets, a quality cast net, you want it to lay flat, so it stays open longer as it falls. We actually designed it as a dome, which means the lead, the 0.8 pounds per foot, can actually get it closed faster, can actually get to the bottom because they're not pulling all that mesh through the water, causing friction. And it works great. 4 or 5 feet of water, you're going to slam the bait. I did one and done with it 3 times in the past couple weeks. I mean,
Awesome.
chum it up, use a little
awesome.
Boca Coast Chum, get the bait there thick, throw once, you're out. And there's no grass on your boat, no dirt. It's awesome.
All right, so we need what is it called? The inshore?
Flats.
The
No,
flats.
the inshore is a little different.
Gotcha.
It's kind of a confusion. It makes me want to change the name now. But yeah, we have flats, inshore, pro, and custom. So we have 4 series of nets.
Awesome.
No, that's cool. I'm gonna have to try that net out.
Plus, it's like you can throw it all day.
I
you can
owe-
throw it
That's what I like about it.
I
That's why I
owe-
understand.
Our intern that fishing trip because he outsold me at the last show.
And he's gonna have to throw it around.
Probably because I hung out with you for hours.
I
at
know.
your
I mean,
booth
come on,
and
you're
I
at my
was selling
booth all the
reels.
time. I mean, yeah.
But so I'm gonna have to learn how to catch bait. I haven't thrown a net in
I'll teach you. With the flats net,
years and years. So
that net
I
makes
think a
it so-
lightweight.
I got a quick story just to completely segue somewhere else. When we're talking about throwing nets in Tim Summer, so I've known Tim since I was like 13 years old, and we used to fish all the time on my dad's bay boat in the Caloosahatchee River. Back when there was bait in the river, we would go throw them down the bridge, either Cape Bridge or Midpoint Bridge, and just black out the wells. We'd chum up canals and
pressure,
creeks.
yeah.
But Tim just had this weird thing that he would do every single time. I don't know if it's weird or more you're just a jerk, but every single time he'd be like, "Yo, let me throw the net." So he'd throw it once, and he'd go, "Nah, I just want to throw the first one. I'm done." And he would not pick up the net.
So it's just dirty and
Yup.
Be like,
Yep.
I used to actually know how to throw the net back then. I don't.
Yeah, so I'd be like, "Oh, I dropped the hand line in. Go get it."
But he would
like,
throw
I'll
the
drive the
first
boat. I
throw
know.
only.
Yeah.
He literally wouldn't pick the net back up, and someone else would have to throw the net every time. Every time.
And they would block out the
Hey,
well.
if you get away with it, why not do it? Hey, yeah.
Eventually, we just stop. Like, nah, you're not throwing the first. You're not throwing it at all. You're done. Just
We learned
drive the
our lesson.
boat.
That's
Just
why I
drive
haven't
the
thrown the net in 13 years.
boat. So he won.
easy.
Basically, he won.
Yeah, the flat
good
net makes it
thinking.
easy. That net is it's so easy to open and throw. It's amazing.
No, it's good.
I tell everybody if you normally throw a 10, throw a 12 in the flats because that dome. It's not
It's
going to open as
lighter
much.
too,
It's much
right?
lighter. Yeah. because that dome, it's not going to open as much. So a 12-foot would only open about 21 instead of 24.
Okay.
So I always say, if you're like, do it, if you throw a 10, go to 12 on the flats, and every single person has said thank you for that. But,
Nice. Awesome.
So, I want to hear about Burton Young, the Magnet Man.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
Magnet.
like, you made cast nets, but what made you popular was these magnets that you make.
It's funny, the cast nets are still doing well.
I'm
Yeah,
just
so the
kidding.
Barracuda Magnet, I mean, it's a cool item. It's a 6x2 inch neodymium magnet. It's the strongest you can possibly get. It's shielded on all sides, so there's no magnetic forces, so it doesn't mess with your electronics. But you got 52 pounds of holding force right on the front. So it's super strong. Now, making a magnet for salt water is difficult because magnets turn to dust.
Now
and
this is where
neodymium.
Jimmy John's now.
Oh, he's on the bike.
Who's coming in?
Yo, shoot a little bit of this guy.
Hey, come in.
You're messing up the angle. This is bad. This is great. In the middle of the podcast, we got Jimmy Johns coming in. It's got a big sign on the outside.
Flavor it up, right?
Do not disturb. Recording in progress.
How's it going, man? Nice,
That was freaky fast.
That was freaky fast.
That's been about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
stay cool
Awesome.
out there. You want a water? Yeah,
I don't think do we have a water?
Do you mind coming in for a sec? I'll,
We better have water,
I have
man.
a cup of water. Oh, wait, who's this?
That's mine. Take it.
It's him now.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Seal.
All right, man. Have a good
Thanks.
one.
Appreciate it, brother.
Stay cool.
That was freaky fast.
He had some serious dreads on him.
He did. That was a lot of dreads.
All right.
We good?
I think we're good.
Show. Get some shots of this magnet. People got to see this thing, especially the new Seafoam. Is that out yet, or is
Yeah,
that?
Seafoam's out. Seafoam white and black. They're all up on the website. Most retailers have them. But yeah, so it's 6x2 inch neodymium magnet. It's the strongest magnet you can possibly get. I mean, you can't. You see, it's pretty strong on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, you mount it on your dash. It comes with a 3M sticky strip. It also has 4 holes in it, so if you want to use screws, you can. Most people don't like screwing in their boat. We use 3M product on the back, so it's going to last about 2 years out in the elements. You can stick it to your dash on your boat. You can stick it to your top, your T-top. I've got a guy who literally has them lined up all the way around his gunnels on the back transom, then up over.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, people.
That's the great thing about those. You can put them on a cooler, or you can put them on
a
like
cutting board. You can mount them right to a cutting board so it holds your knife.
So you got multiple on the boat.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
and then on
Yeah.
top of that, off
Yeah.
the boat, I mean,
Yep.
people are buying up for gun magnets because it makes a great gun magnet. It'll hold up to 52 pounds, so you can pretty
Right.
I
much
saw a picture. You just posted your.
Yeah.
You guys just posted a
Yep.
picture of a gun.
Yeah, we do.
That's
We
pretty cool.
posted up a couple pictures of guns on there. They're selling as gun magnets. I have a
Yeah.
lot of gun stores who are carrying them exclusively
Nice.
as gun magnets.
That's awesome.
It's got a rubber finish, so it's not going to mar your gun up.
Yeah.
And most gun magnets have a plastic finish, which makes it a slippery surface as well. So when you're in your car and you hit a bump and your gun falls off,
But the
Yeah,
silicone.
that sounds a
This
little
won't fall
dangerous.
off.
Is this silicone? Is it just rubber?
it's a UV treated
UV.
rubber.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So yeah, and you can stick whole packs of hooks to it, so when you're driving, they don't blow off your console. I mean, yeah.
So, was there like an aha moment when you're like, "Wow, this is stupid that no one has come up with this before"? Because it's a pretty simple product.
It is
You
a
know,
simple
at
product.
what
You gotta
point
get-
did you realize like this is?
Yeah, to
a
get the
great-
patents on it as well. That was that's a pretty cool thing. It's patented in 3 different ways, so it's it's pretty protected. The way that we seal the magnets in so they don't rust out and turn to dust. The shielding that we put on there to make sure there's no magnetic forces to mess with your electronics or your compasses or anything. You still got to keep it 8 to 10 inches away from a compass. I'll say that.
And you
But,
put a little card in that
There's
tells
a card
people.
that says if you,
But people like me don't read it.
yeah. So I mean, you'll
Yeah.
you'll be heading 170 the whole time in a big circle. Just, what's going on?
All right, let's be real. No one looks at a compass nowadays on a boat, anyways.
You know what? A compass saved my life one time off the keys.
I believe that though.
that.
There's a
Yeah.
time and a place, but
Yep, I popped up. I was
Everyday
diving. I
use.
was lobster diving. I'd been down for like 40 minutes. Came up to the boat and we were in a thick rainstorm. You couldn't find shore, couldn't find anything without the compass. I'd have been.
I'm convinced the average fisherman nowadays may or may not know how to use a manual compass.
yeah, likely
There's
does
a
not
good
know
chance.
music on
That's a
this.
good army training, right? At least I know how to use that.
Actually, I was
don't know how to really drive a boat, but
but you know how to work a compass.
yeah, I can do that.
There
I
you
can
go.
sit on the bow. And,
So I can drive the boat for you. You can do the
I've seen you
navigator.
drive a boat on.
Never seen me drive a boat before.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, you probably have.
Yeah, Tim tells me all about it.
Great man. I'm a great
Yeah,
driver.
I've told you all the stories of time.
When
driving.
Tim comes to fish with me, it's like he's on a guided trip. Tim just
that's
shows
great.
up
Really?
the morning of, doesn't come beforehand to
yourself
help
too?
or anything. What's that?
Nah,
Do you bait yourself?
I bait my own hook. Well, we don't use
Thankfully.
bait most of the time.
Well, it depends.
This is awkward now.
I'm thinking like tournament fishing.
Oh, tournament
You guys
fishing,
don't
yeah.
use bait?
I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, tournament fishing. Ty will go. He'll take the week off.
I go pre-fish and do all the
pre-fish
work.
for 3-4 days, and then I come the
show.
day
How
of the
terrible is
tournament.
that? I'm gonna go pre-fish with them.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
3
Oh,
days
yeah.
off. Yeah, come on.
It's tough life.
I can't use that on my wife. I've tried that. Hey babe, I gotta go pre-fish for
Tournament's
the
coming
tournament
up,
for
gotta
the
do
3 or 4
well.
days. I'm gone.
We're Team Barracuda, you know.
Yeah, we gotta really show them
be
up
there.
right. She's like, yeah, no, do the dishes.
Well, that reminds me, I got a question here. So, what was the last fish that you caught? Yeah, he's got to think pretty hard about that one.
Let me think. So last fish I caught would be. Is it really that long ago?
It's been too long. Let's go fishing. Let's go fishing.
It happens sometimes
All
when
right,
you work
pause
in the
it again.
industry.
Pause it again. Let's
And
go
be a
hit the
redfish.
water.
Yeah,
Redfish. Okay.
last fish I caught. That's sad. That was like 4 weeks ago.
So this is my follow-up question. Do you even fish, bro? It took you like three
I used to fish
months for
all
you
the
to
time.
realize
That's
the last time you caught a fish.
Yeah.
You used to.
I used to fish all the time until I started Barracuda. Now, when you make your hobby your business,
Yep, it makes a difference.
It's work.
changes everything. So the new bait reports we're doing, which go up on our social media every Friday, those are I get to go out on boats and actually watch people fish and film people fish.
Yeah, yeah.
So the cool thing about it, at least I get that experience. And normally at the end of it, I'll put a rod in my hand. Last fish I caught with a jack. Forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Do you
But yeah,
fish?
what's that?
Nothing.
Do I even fish?
No, we do. Even getting out on the boat, we do something similar to the guide stories and just getting
Yeah.
out on the boat, getting on the water,
Yeah.
seeing people catch fish. Occasionally,
Yeah.
pick up a rod too. It's
Yeah.
it's worth it. It's good.
We have a new series coming out called Bait University, which is going to be really cool.
Okay.
Hey, that's for you, man.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
pay,
yeah.
I'll pay for that one.
Yep.
Teach
You're
me
going
how to-
to get a degree in Barracuda.
Teach me how to throw a cast.
Oh yeah. So the first thing's how to throw a cast net. There's gonna be it's gonna be
Second
six,
thing, learn how to throw your Boca Chum in the water.
Yeah, that's it. It's 6 steps really with 10-minute videos describing.
Well, let's stop real quick because when it comes to chumming, there are definitely a lot of different methods.
Yep.
And I don't know, do you have a recommendation for the best way to use your chum?
To Boca Coast? Yes,
Boca
this stuff
Coast.
is awesome. This is the best stuff in the world. The way we use it, little tiny balls. You can see it's pretty oily. It's pretty moist. Make little tiny balls out of it. And you can make them, I don't know, the size of a marble.
Right.
Throw them in every 30 seconds, just until you start seeing the bait show. Obviously, the bait has to be there first. What you're trying to do is pull it together.
Right, right.
I have some people who buy it and they, I was at the flats and it's selling forever. And I didn't get any bad. But was there any birds
wrong
diving?
flat.
Anything? No, no birds diving. Was there any sign of the No. Okay. Marble sized ball every 30 seconds. The stuff is really cool. So you're going to see it sink. It actually starts bubbling and comes back up to the surface. So it's bringing all that bait from down to the top.
I like
Creating
that
it
idea.
creates an oil slick like you've never seen before. It's really good
Yeah.
stuff.
No, we used it last tournament.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Using
Yeah,
multiple
that'll work
times.
for you.
It works out
So
well.
it's dry chum though. You're not adding
Don't
water
mix
to it.
The problem is if you mix water with it, what makes it bubble is actually going to combine with that water. It's
Okay.
it's going to spin itself in the bag.
Gotcha.
You can. Some people mix it. They say it's just so good they want to mix it with their stuff. But I mean, once you do that, you spin the action of it. And honestly,
Almost defeating the purpose of.
I don't see any
way
reason.
it's
I mean,
made.
any reason to mix it with anything. The
Right.
stuff is awesome, and I can't take credit for the formula on that. I wish I could.
Right.
But the guy he made a great product, and when I started using it, I was like, this stuff is the best stuff in the world, and realized he had a very small local footprint where he was in, and called him up and said, hey, let's do something with this
yeah.
and try and get all over the place. And yeah, you should be seeing it in some big box stores soon.
Cool.
It's got to go through repackaging before it does that.
Right,
But,
right.
yeah, it's doing that stuff's doing great as well.
Awesome.
People love that chum. Anybody who used it can never get away from it.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, yeah,
Good to know.
it's a cool product. But yeah, chumming for bait is always helpful.
All
You
right,
got any
well,
questions?
I'm good. I'm looking at this.
You're ready to eat some Jim
I'm ready
Jones?
to eat. So
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
no, we're thanks for coming on today, Burton.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me.
We're very excited for the success that you're having as a company and
Thank you.
all that stuff. It's
It's amazing. I definitely want to
fun
say
to
thank you
watch.
to everybody who's helped us along the way because we have
Yeah.
gotten so much support, and it's amazingly humbling how that is. I
Yeah.
mean, when you go on social media every day, you see somebody posting something about Barracuda, great fish, great catches, different things. It's like it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
very it's very it's like I said, it's very humbling to see
Yeah.
that. And then I go on my boat and I drive around the bay and I see people with black
Right.
bucket, well, our new white bucket, but
Yeah.
the Barracuda bucket on their boats, and some
Yeah.
people have 2 or 3 of it. It's
awesome.
absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Very humbling.
All right, well, everybody, go to barracudatackle.com. This is weird. I'm referring people away from our website, but go to barracudatackle.com or one of you can find where his products are located, or you could order on his website. Whatever you got to do, and then like him on Facebook and find them on Instagram and all that good stuff.
What are your
What are your tags or
Tags.
whatever?
I believe it's the Barracuda. Well, it's at Barracuda Tackle is the tag. The Barracuda Tackle is, I believe, how you search for it.
Gotcha.
All right,
It's,
cool.
Yeah.
And then subscribe to our podcast here on whatever form we throw this out on.
iTunes, podcast, Facebook, all over.
Yeah, there's so many different ones.
Find our
But,
website as well.
But yeah, and yeah, we hope that all 35 followers and listeners enjoy this. So. Cool.
Soon to be 3,500 and growing.
Yeah, I counted.
I thought it was 35,000. You told me before I showed up.
Well, that's what it really is. We just want our listeners to feel bad, so they share with more people.
I drove all the way to
Yeah.
the ghetto just
50,000.
It's just. Oh man!
Yeah, we're
Hey,
right
you want
next
to go to
Lately.
Ukulele?
you called my area time the bad area.
Oh,
I gotta come back on that.
That's true.
Alrighty. All right.
Well, thanks again, Burton. We appreciate you having.
No worries.
Appreciate you coming on board and joining us in the office today.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
All right.
We
Wait,
didn't do the giveaway thing.
Should we start?
Oh.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on.
Are you
One
doing a
sec.
giveaway?
Hold on. So we think we should do
I
the
don't give away
giveaway.
products.
Do you want to do a giveaway?
I've never given away anything. I don't do that.
We don't know what we're gonna do, but
See, we're not really in the game of giving away products either, but we had a great idea.
we partner up as companies and do a huge giveaway in November.
Sweet.
For all of our 35 fans on the show.
35.
Yeah.
How long is it gonna run for?
I don't know.
Well, it's gonna take a while to reach
We
those
just want to
35.
let everyone know
I
that.
only do it till November 17th. It's important.
17th.
And on the 17th.
Why the 17th?
That's a great idea.
It's important.
November
day.
November 1st
Yeah,
to
sure.
November 17th.
It's too long.
Keep an eye out for
40.
the giveaway.
FFP Bull Bay Barracuda giveaway.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Give away a cast net?
We'll give away a reel.
Can I give away a magnet?
Sure.
We'll give away some
We'll get
hats.
away
some,
some chum?
braided line.
I guess I braided line.
Wow, that's gonna be a
just
sweet
hats.
giveaway.
I'll do a shirt, some stickers.
I'm into it.
We'll do stickers.
I like it.
I could do
Sweet.
stickers.
Wow. Ooh, I wonder if we get a guided trip to go along with this. We got any guides who would give a trip away?
I
can
don't
find
know any
somebody.
guides.
I
I
don't
You know any
either.
guides?
know a guide or two.
Wait, you do?
Just two.
Just
But
two.
yeah, I bet you can find somebody who would do a free trip.
Well,
too.
maybe.
All right, well, stay tuned for next
Figure
week's
that out.
episode to hear the final edition of this giveaway that we're putting together right now.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And keep your eyes out on social media. Over.
What else can we give away?
And out. Your truck?